Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Let's get in the air, shall we? My friend Mark pulls his wing up, leans back, applies full throttle, and into the air he runs. Excellent technique. Awesome job, my friend. Mark and I checked the weather, checked the radar. Everything looked good up until about 10 o'clock when the system was supposed to move in. So we decided to take flight, take off from Costco, and fly down to his old house down in Brooks. You know, we talk about Paralife. You see the logo and stuff on my truck, and the shirts we wear, and the stickers. Mark's the designer of Paralife. He invented it. And since his house is where we used to fly from, we used to call it Paralife Ranch. So that's where we were going, down to Paralife Ranch, to visit his house and his neighbors who love to watch us fly. Let's speed things up a little bit. It's always so much fun to fly with our friends. In our busy life, we really haven't had much time to fly together. So it was good to be in the air with Mark. The problem is we didn't look around enough. We were concentrating too far south and not looking at what was developing behind us. And here's the Paralife Ranch. We had a lot of fun flying from here. And some nights when it was a little later than it should have been, Mark's wife would turn on the floodlights on the end of the house there and illuminate our landing strip. So much fun. And the neighbors would come out and take pictures. In fact, one of them sent us a picture when we were flying today. Such fun. But then we turned and headed home. And that's when we saw this development. Wasn't a pretty sight. Mark and I discussed our options, and we decided to press on. Our fear with thunderstorms, though, is there's so many things associated with thunderstorms. Primarily the gust front that usually hits just before the storm. That 30 or 40 mile an hour gust that precedes a storm is detrimental to powered paragliders, and we didn't want to be caught up in it. However, after looking at the radar, looking at the weathers, looking at everything we had at our disposal, we decided to press on. Let's speed this up a little bit. While editing this fast forward section, I noticed the lightning disappeared. I think it has something to do with the way the frames are dropped in order to make it faster. Anyhow, what I did is I went back and took screenshots of the different lightning flashes. Just allowed a little dramatic effect here. Hope you like it. Our first opportunity to land out was here at the Big T Airport on the left. But after talking with Mark, we decided to press on. There were still a couple of other opportunities further up that we could take advantage of. We were approaching Falcon Field. Lightning was getting pretty intense. And then it started to drizzle. So it was time to call it quits and land here at Falcon Field. Our other friend, Mark Ingman, was listening on the radios as Mark and I were talking. And I asked him if he would mind coming and getting us. He graciously accepted and was on his way. Mark had never flown from this airport, so he didn't know what to expect. And I was being the guide and had to pick which of the two options to land at. One would take us low over top of the CAP building, in between the light towers and radio towers, and land on the asphalt tarmac. That would have been a nice into the wind landing. However, the better option, the one I chose, was parallel to the taxiway. We were landing crosswind and we could land on the grass. And that's the one I chose. So I asked him to follow me in. The wonderful thing about the lights around my hoop are that when I get close to the ground, they illuminate the ground. Kind of like landing lights. A very nice thing to have in the dark. Now let's get Mark on the ground. The only problem is he doesn't have landing lights, and I had no way of illuminating the ground. And my camera really didn't pick anything up. So that's why I included some pictures. Now that both of us were safe on the ground, we sought shelter underneath of the CAP wing. And while we were doing that, here comes Mark Ingman. Awesome timing. Thanks for joining me on this adventure. I hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe. Stay safe out there, and may God bless you.